Okay guys, this is a review of the ANGELCARE, what is it? I think it's the AC1100. Yes, here it is down here. It is the AC1100. This is ANGELCARE's top of the line baby monitoring device, unit. It's the one that has the video. I've noticed some are just the pads and the base and a different type of adult or the parent monitor, but this is the one that has the video. So I thought I'd do an unboxing and give you guys a bit of a run through. We picked it up for about we picked it up for $350 here in Australia. I picked it up from a retail store that was willing to, they actually got online and checked online pricing and said that they were willing to match or at least come down to that price for me. Retails $3.99 here in Australia. Let's have a look at what we get in here. We've got a couple of pads. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, Jesus, decent sized manual. I know, multiple languages. So we've got a manual. We've got two pads. These are the sensor pads, because apparently that is more accurate and it's for, I don't know, bigger babies, I guess. And when the baby gets a little bit older. What else we got in here? A little bit of packaging. And then flip this over. And let's see what we've got in here. Now, I'll pop these over here. So I've got our two pads, got our manual, and this is what else we've got here. We've got three, it looks like AAA batteries, or these 4A batteries. Some very, very small batteries there. Little AAA batteries. We've got a little plastic, and I guess there's a little plastic stand of some type. Must be a plastic stand. We've got the baby, this is the monitor that goes in the actual baby's room. This is the switches, apparently these switches, these are the switches on the sides apparently. These are apparently a little bit tricky to use and I'm already having trouble using them. So that's the base unit. This is the adult, or the monitoring unit, which comes with a charging base. So yeah, it's got little points in there, plonk it on there, and it recharges. And what else we got here? Oh, I've got two adapters. Why do I have two adapters? Oh, okay. Two adapters, one for the base unit, one's for the monitoring unit to charge it, and the other one will be for this, I'm going to call this the baby unit or whatever, to charge this one. I think this one also has the backup battery, so you can run it. You run it on mains, and then it has the AA batteries inside to basically run it in case the power cuts out and you have a blackout. So that is everything that comes in the box. I'm going to read the manual and see whether or not I have to charge this thing up overnight or whether or not we can get it running straight away. Alright guys, just continuing on with the review now. Sorry the lighting in here isn't the best. It's a little bit sort of ship shape, chopped up. Anyway, got everything sorted. If you have a look in here, so this is obviously the bassinet. They reckon in the instructions, well, first things first, in the instructions they say must be on a hard surface at least 6 mils thick. Now I measured the base of this and I reckon it's very close to 6 mils thick. So we're going to test it with this. They say if you haven't got a base that's at least 6 mils thick or 6 mils thick, you need to have it, get some melamine, which is basically wood. It needs to be 6 mils thick, 35 centimeters by 35 centimeters now, which is a bit bigger than the actual pad. So that's where I've got the pad in the middle here. Sorry about the autofocus there. So basically smack bang in the middle. Okay, then I've got the little cable just going up the side there, and I've just got to tuck it up and finish tucking it in yet off, tidy that up. You know, I'm all conscious of the little strangulation thing, so I'll get that all tidied up. Next, I've just got the power point down there, plugged in, and around here to the unit sitting on a tripod. Now the instruction manual says that this unit needs to be 1 meter away from that. I would like to know how that is possible, because on the tripod at a reasonable height that's very difficult, but yeah. Now what else can I tell you about this thing? I've got it obviously angled here. Oh, that was the other thing, was figuring out how these little wing things work. This one here, you push back, so you're pushing that way towards it, so you push, hold 2 seconds, it turns on, and then you can push this one, pull this one, turns on the little night light, turns off the little night light. And if I let it go now, what I did find was my walking here will probably be enough well, not quite actually, because I've got quite soft carpet here. It won't pick up the sensor. And the other thing is we've got central heating here, and quite literally, if you blow on the mattress, see? That was its 15 seconds saying. Now, if this doesn't go off in another 2 or 3 seconds, it means it registered my breath on that mattress. See? That's how sensitive it is. The reason I was pointing out the, sorry guys, the reason, ooh, out of focus. Oh, there we go, let me turn this off. Turn that off. Yep, that's off. The reason I wanted to point that out was I was worried that the central heating that we've got up here would come on, and the mat or the sensor thing in there would detect that, and so if she did stop breathing, it would detect the movement from the central heating and say, oh, there's still movement, I don't need to set off an alarm. But I've sort of tested it without her in it, and it doesn't detect that. It will detect heavy footsteps around the bassinet, but you got to be stomping pretty hard. Well, reasonably sort of going clonk, clonk, clonk. So if you're making that much noise, you'll probably wake up the baby anyway. So yes, that's what it's how it's set up at the moment. I really am not particularly impressed with this whole you having to use a tripod thing. We'll do that for today and see how it goes, but I can see us making some changes in relation to this setup just here. Alexis is probably going to go down for a sleep in the short term, like probably the next half hour or so. When she does, I'll grab the remote and I can show you guys with her in there and it doing its thing, hopefully. Alright guys, so this is the little parent unit. Obviously you can see Alexis is in bed asleep there. Let me just zoom in here so you guys can get a good look. There we go. Now, obviously you've got a couple of buttons here on the side. You've got a basically like a walkie-talkie button and a volume up and down. Around this side you've just got the power button just there, and the back just has a clip on it. Alrighty, let me just see if I can make this focus lock on perfectly for us. Okay, now the next couple of things that I want to point out is obviously up here you've got the temperature, 21 degrees. Then you've got this little pendulum swinging back and forth here, and that is saying that it's detecting movement here. So just Alexis is breathing, it's detecting that. I have noticed it's got this slight flash color to it. That's using the infrared, so the infrared LEDs are on at the moment, and I do notice every now and then it just sort of flashes that sort of color brightness for a split second, then it goes back to normal, so I'm not sure what causes that. Up here is the alarm, so it's saying at the moment it will vibrate and make noise, and then over here is basically the signal indicator. See, there's that flash there. And then obviously battery. This is the infrared here, the little automatic with the moon. You just touch things to change. Obviously if I press that again, oh, missed it. That's turning it off, that's why there's a little X there. Press it again, it goes on to the moon, automatic, so it flashes on all anyway, and back to off. So we'll leave it on at the moment, that's fine. Down here you got the little LED button, so you press this, takes you into the menu. This one up here, oops, sorry, that one there is for turning the volume on and off so it doesn't make any sound. This one here turns off the motion sensors inside the bed, so the movement sensors. This one here turns off the pendulum ticking noise. I'll turn that on, giving you a little example. So that's on, go back out, and you can hear that little beeping. That little up there. So that basically that gets a little annoying after a while, so my wife and I decided to turn that off. This is the temperature gauge, so you can actually set a minimum and maximum temperature. That's my dog barking in the background, so ignore that. The pause obviously pauses the whole thing. The little camera here, you can turn that off and then go OK. That'll just turn off, excuse my dog, sorry guys. That'll turn off the LED, that'll turn off the webcam basically. So it's probably save a little bit more power, so we'll leave that on for now. Then we've got a little timer down here, so if you want to have a little timer set up, and obviously the OK, and this is the further settings down here. Press that, brings up all the settings. You've got a screensaver, you've got the whether or not you want the screensaver on and off. This little button down here is the sensitivity for the motion detection, whether or not you want the microphone turned on and off inside the bedroom. This is the sensitivity for the microphone inside the bedroom. This changes the whether or not you want it to just vibrate or make noise as far as all the alarms are concerned. And this one over here is for, sorry, I just had a blank. This is for when you want the buttons to make a noise. See? Off, on. So that's basically, you turn that on if you want every time you press one of these buttons on here for it to beep. But my wife and I turn that off. So you go OK, brings you out to the next menu. OK again, and brings you out to this one. It's worked really well. From one end of the house to the other, we get some slight, so that's saying it's got sort of reasonable signal, and I'm probably 3 bedrooms away from where the unit is in our master bedroom. Oh, that was the other thing over here. You've got a zoom in button, so you can hit the zoom in. Wow, look at that beautiful little chicken. I shouldn't say that. And so you can zoom around and move around if you want to. I think you can also then just go zoom out and... Oh, I played around with it before and I actually got it to stay locked in on that zoomed screen like that. I think I was able to do it. No. Disregard. That's how it'll always go out to there. And that's basically it, guys. We used it last night. Oh, sorry, no, we used it all day today and we haven't had any false alarms. The only one we did have, though, was the temperature got up to about 24 degrees, which was surprising for that room. And the little alarm came up in the middle of the screen saying that it was outside the range that it was happy with. So, yes. Anyway, that's basically it. Oh, that's zoomed way in too far. Okay, so that's basically it. That's my review of the ANGELCARE AC1100. If you enjoyed it, comment down below, thumbs up. For retail price of $400, $399. We got it out of a store for $350, and you could probably buy it online for $329 plus some postage. Or as I said before, the cheapest I was able to find it after a bit of a Google search was $299 from one of the baby websites. So I can't remember which one, but yeah. We really like it. My wife likes being able to see our daughter. I like being able to see the little pendulum and being able to monitor things. We haven't had any false alarms, which was my wife's biggest concern. She had read lots and lots of reviews online that said that there were lots of false alarms, and that's one of the reasons she didn't want to get one, because she didn't want to get something that would wake up our daughter during the night. I was like, well, let's get one, and if we do get false alarms, we'll eBay it, and if we don't, well, that's fantastic. So far it has worked fine. It's nice and sensitive. Maybe when she gets bigger and we change the beds, that might be something we'll have to adjust. I haven't adjusted the sensitivity of the motion sensor, sorry, the little movement sensor, sorry. I've just left that on the medium and that seems to be working fine, so yes. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed the review. See you next time.